Hello everyone, Cookies here with turn 27 of EA Vanheim in the Noob Orange lobby. So let's see how things went. So we got Arcane Probing, we found a Withering Woods, which is 1 death, 1 nature, nice. Also found a Cracked Tower, which is 2 error, which is amazing. Love that site for Vanheim. Found a site in the Feral Woods, which is this Forest of 1,000 Streams. So now I don't have to keep buying that Nature 2 Merc. I can just recruit enchantresses and I get 2 gems out of it. So instead of having this guy make the Thistle Mace, I'll go ahead and wait a couple of turns for this enchantress to come out, and I can give her a hammer and she can make a Thistle Mace a little bit cheaper. So I'm not in any particular rush because I still need to march down Conjuration before I can effectively use nature gems. So for instance, if I go down to here maybe, yeah, I can get Sleepers to lead Chaff around. I can get Manticore with the new gnomes from the Earth Throne that we just took. I can cast Strength of Gaia. And, I don't know, get Siege Chaff like Vine Ogres. Maybe a Sloth of Bears to like help crack fort walls. Just so I don't have to keep hiring mercenaries to do this stuff. So that could be good. But again, not in any particular rush. I do want to fight Helheim soon, but also Uber's over here, and let's see, Uber also has 2 thrones, so I think it's worth keeping an eye on them. No, I'm worried about a Helheim throne rush, but it doesn't look like they've started just yet. But they do have access to 5 thrones, including what I believe is the 3-pointer that they need to win. So we got to keep a close eye on them. And then also, we were patrolling that throne last turn, and we found some Shaitan. So my understanding of the turn order was units could sneak away, and it was the province they were sneaking to where patrolling would matter, but maybe it's not. Anyways, I gave Ubar some grief about having Shaitan in my lands, and he agreed he would make them leave. But definitely a trust but verify thing in a border fort with Ubar. Got to be careful about Shaitan. And I'll need to be careful about what mages I leave garrisoned here and what troops I leave here, because it can be very possible for Ubar to just assassinate all my commanders and kill a bunch of troops here without me being able to do much about it. So we see this, yeah, we see a divine glyph, and I think this is that an Ifrit Sultan? So this was also the turn where I found out Uber, the rumor was that he had an imprisoned god, but clearly it was dormant, and so he's been recruiting these Shaitan the whole time, because, I mean, he already had 3 of them. So we don't have to worry about some imprisoned Ubar Bless, but we do have to worry about Divine Glyph shenanigans. So we'll see about that. And it's actually got a little bit more of a conversation going with Ubar. So he seems very intent on memeing, but we'll see if that also leads into a throne rush from Ubar as well. So just trying to keep an eye on everyone. Moving this mage out. Getting an Owl Quill. Moving this mage down as more of a combat mage. And continuing to patrol. We're also patrolling our capital just to see if there's any Shaitan there. We're going to move and patrol with this guy. And we're definitely recruiting an Enchantress. And continuing to build palisades. So I think that's it. We're also sending out gold to Airmore based on the income of these two provinces to help fund the capital defense and the fort defenses. So just part of the agreement for them letting me out of the nap to Vulture. So I had to come to agreements with Airmore and Abyssia so that it would be as peaceful a vulturing as possible. And yeah, and I put in a new bid for Dagon because he's my only astral mage. So I'm just going to keep bidding for that guy as long as he's available. Just having the nature mage, or not nature, the astral mage and being able to site search with him is really good. So yeah, that's my intention, to continue recruiting him until I can find an indie astral mage. And we can see here, Throne of Earth. So you get the really awesome, stealthy, glamored Nature Earth gnomes with map move 12. So they are perfectly fast to keep up with a map move 10 Vanheim army. And they can layer buffs, and they're basically small elves. So this isn't... These two thrones are probably the best two thrones for Vanheim in the game, and we got both of them, so extremely fortunate. And we also got a Horse's Veil to help with PD. So we get a bunch of these free Horse Brothers in the PD. So they don't come with a lance, but they do have a spear, which is handy. And they have a little bit of a short bow. So they help. They definitely help stiffen up light infantry and archers. And I forget if they stick around when a fort goes up. So we'll find that out too. And we can see what can only be assumed to be an invasion army gathering in front of Caelim's fort. I think Caelim staled the last 2 turns, but has now come back. So potentially is coming back to just getting invaded by Femoria. So we'll see how that goes. And we're continuing to recruit dwarves, because the plan is we'll start moving the dwarves out with an army if we ever need to. Probably like a siege chaff army is what they'll travel with. Or if I don't have enough gnomes, they'll travel with the main army, and Valheim will just get to know where it goes. So that's kind of the idea there. Although with construction 4, which I don't have yet, I'll be able to build shade mails for these dwarves. So maybe I can't keep them stealthy with the main army. So yeah, that's it for this turn, and I'll see you in turn 28.